Ladies and gentlemen, today is Sunday, August 4, 2024. This is the Voice of Turkey's English language transmission, broadcasting from Ankara 16 meter band between 12:30 to 13:30 UTC and 1762 kHz to Europe. You can listen to us over the Turksat 3A and 4A satellites and on the internet at www.trtdinnet.com through radio's link and under the Voice of Turkey Radio's expandable section. Our email address is englishdesk@trt.net.tr. Following the news, the Voice of Turkey will present our feature programs and some beautiful Turkish music. This is TRT Voice of Turkey News in English. At least 3 Palestinians have been killed and over 18 others injured in an Israeli attack targeting displaced persons' tents in a hospital in central Gaza, the government media office said. The Israeli occupation forces committed a massacre within the Al-Aqsa Matriz hospital by bombing several tents housing displaced persons, the media office said in a statement from the attack on Deir al-Balah. This brutal attack resulted in the martyrdom of 3 individuals and more than 18 injuries so far, including serious injuries currently being treated by the medical teams at the hospital, the statement added. The media office condemned in strongest terms this new massacre perpetrated by the Israeli occupation forces. It urged the international community and international UN organizations to pressure the Israeli occupation to stop the genocide and bloodshed in the Gaza Strip. Meanwhile, a rocket barrage was launched from southern Lebanon toward Israel early Sunday. Israeli Channel 14 reported that at least 50 rockets were fired towards the Upper Galilee. Sirens were heard as a result of the launches. Hamas and Iran have vowed to retaliate for the assassination of the group's political bureau chief Ismail Haniyeh earlier this week in the Iranian capital of Tehran, while Hezbollah pledged to respond to the killings of its commander Fuat Shukri in Beirut. Fears have grown about a full-blown war between Israel and Hezbollah amid a months-long exchange of cross-border fire. The escalation comes against the backdrop of an Israeli onslaught on Gaza, which has killed nearly 40,000 victims since October following an attack by the Palestinian group Hamas. Meanwhile, US President Joe Biden said Saturday he hopes Iran will stand down amid recent tensions in the Middle East. I hope so. I don't know, Biden told the reporter when he asked, will Iran stand down, as he was leaving a grocery store in his home state of Delaware. The president announced Friday that the U.S. will deploy additional military assets to the Middle East and amid rising tensions in the region. The Department of Defense continues to take steps to mitigate the possibility of regional escalation by Iran and Iran's partners and proxies. Secretary Lloyd Austin has ordered adjustments to U.S. military posture designed to improve U.S. force protection, to increase support for the defense of Israel, and to ensure the United States is prepared to respond to various contingencies, the Pentagon statement added. Nearly 40,000 Palestinians have been killed in nearly 10 months since Israel launched a brutal onslaught against the Gaza Strip that began October 7, following an attack by the Palestinian resistance group Hamas. In the meantime, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken spoke with his British and French counterparts Saturday via telephone about the need to de-escalate rising tensions in the Middle East and prevent further escalation of the conflict. Blinken and British Foreign Secretary David Lammy reaffirmed the need to de-escalate rising tensions in the Middle East and prevent the conflict from spreading, said State Department spokesman Matthew Miller. They underlined the importance of finalizing a Gaza ceasefire, hostage and prisoners swap deal as soon as possible, it said. Antony Blinken also spoke with French Foreign Minister Stéphane Séjour about achieving a Gaza ceasefire deal, as well as the importance of preventing further escalation of conflict in the Middle East and the challenges posed by threats from Iran. The calls came as tensions are running high in the region after Iran vowed severe punishment for Israel for the assassination of Ismail Haniyeh, Hamas's political bureau chief, in the Iranian capital Tehran. The assassination of Haniyeh was designed and executed by Israel with support from the US using a short-range projectile, Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps said Saturday. The United States said Friday it would deploy additional fighter jets and naval warships to the Middle East. Ismail Haniyeh was assassinated early Wednesday at his residence in Tehran.
The news continues on the English language broadcast of the Voice of Turkey.
Amid all these developments, an Israeli negotiating team left Cairo and returned to Tel Aviv, the capital of Israel, shortly after arriving Saturday to resume discussions on a hostage swap deal with Palestinian factions, according to media reports. The team, which included Mossad spy agency chief David Barnea, Shin Bet security agency head Ronan Bar, and government's coordinator of operations in the Palestinian territories, Ghassan Alian, returned to Tel Aviv because of disagreements with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, said Yediot Ahronot newspaper. There has been no statement from Netanyahu's office as of yet about the report. The departure of the delegation to Cairo is the result of heavy American pressure on Israel and Egypt in recent days to continue negotiations on the hostage deal. Wallace said earlier, quoting unnamed sources. Egypt with the invitation of the Minister Gadir Abdullahi. Foreign Minister Hassan has arrived in Egypt following an invitation from his counterpart, Minister Gadir Abdullahi. Upon arrival at El Arish Airport, Fidan was warmly welcomed by Major General Khalid Megawir Mohammed, the governor of North Sinai. According to diplomatic sources, Minister Fidan and Minister Abdullahi will focus on preparations for the first high-level Strategic Cooperation Council meeting, scheduled to take place during Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi's upcoming visit to Turkey. The agenda will include an evaluation of current status of approximately 20 agreements expected to be signed under the framework of the Strategic Cooperation Council. Discussions will cover bilateral political, economic, and cultural relations, as well as recent developments in the region. The ministers will also explore long-term cooperation opportunities in the fields of energy, health, tourism, and defense. Key topics on the visit's agenda include developments in Gaza, the Palestinian issue, the humanitarian aid to Gaza, and Somalia will be comprehensively reviewed. Turkish Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan is also expected to visit Al Arish and the Rafah border crossing, as well as inspect the logistics center of the Egyptian Red Crescent regarding humanitarian aid sent from Turkey to Gaza.